And continuing directly from that review, we can go on to the transformation guide on this guy. Now, this guy is not the hardest to transform, but he's also not the simplest to transform. There's a part with his chest that's a little difficult. But you can start by just removing his null rays. They don't stay on for transformation. I like to come here, and you can kind of just grip this section here. See how there's a line right there? It's two different pieces. Just grip the top of it, pull it open like that, and then you kind of got to move the fist out of the way. And when you hinge this double hinge back here, this white section will actually go through that hole that the fist opens up right there. And you just push it through. It's a little bit difficult to do, or to see, I guess. You just push it through and then push this section back down on itself there. Do that on both sides. Once you kind of figure it out, it's a little bit easier to translate to the other side. Let's see. Like such. Then what I like to do is I just push the feet together, move these down. There's a big tab here and a big slot there. Just goes in both sides. And you pull these down. And sometimes the back end of the feet come down with this section when it moves. If not, just push them down. Push the fronts down. And this part's pretty cool. You like open up his knees here, and it reveals this whole section. And you kind of just fold it on itself like that. And there's these big tabs and slots up here. Push those together. And then you want to pull the skirt piece up, close these down till they click softly. They don't click real strong, but you can kind of feel it more than you can hear it. Once you get all that done, this is where it gets a little bit more difficult. So you want to take the nose cone here, just pull it up. This will just go right over the head. There's some grooves up here that'll just hook on the sides of his head. So his head has to be like straight. So it'll hook in like that. Then this tab here will just go down under that cockpit section there. This part, I don't like this part. I've seen people just like rip this, and oh my god, that's gonna break. I don't like that. I believe it was Prime versus Prime's video. He showed that you can just kind of like squeeze these sides here. I like that method. That's the method I use personally. I'm gonna show that one. So you just squeeze the sides here. Do you see how much that moves? Here, let me get that to focus. Do you see how much that moves? It just opens it right up. Like, you don't have to pull and snap and worry about breaking anything, really. Because this big piece, when this bar isn't in here, that can flex a lot there without impeding anything. So that's probably the safest way to go about that. And you just bend the whole thing in half. You then bring the nose cone up, and it's on like this double hinge with a swivel. So if you see that, it's on a double hinge there with a swivel. So you want to pull it up, spin it around, and bring it down to the back here, where it will just click into place. It actually uses the fact that this can flex to lock that in. So I mean, like, when designing this, they knew that could flex for that. Not for the reason of opening this, but pretty much, you know. And then you just fold the arms in, and this will bring the null ray ports here. Will actually peg into these holes on the chest. And this part, you can't really smush it, so you kind of just gotta go with it. In this part, you can't just fold it down. You almost have to fold it down and push up on it, if that makes sense, to kind of get it to click into those ports there. But once you're at this point, I like to put the null rays on now. That was weird. It was like stuck in my own palm. Where's my other null ray? Right here. And so now this part, how I do this, I don't let this part move quite yet. I will rotate the whole thing and try to hook this edge up here. That way I don't have to wrestle with it later, and then just kind of slide it down. And then there is this tab here that'll go into this tiny little hole right there. Kind of wiggle it and force it in there. This is what I was talking about up here. There is a little tab right there that goes into just that opening on the wing over here. That's why I do it like this, is I just kind of get that tab into place and then wiggle the rest of it down for that very reason, so it doesn't unalign. And then just tab that back in down there. And you are in jet mode. This awesome looking jet mode. And now, I guess, we can go right back to robot mode. So how I like to start here is fold these sides up, unpeg the wings from the back, so you just kind of pull it out a little bit and slide it up, and then just slide them all the way up. You can remove the null res. Can then bring this section just down a little bit. That will allow you enough clearance to squeeze these sides here to pull the chest out. You can then fold the arms out and bring the nose cone down, spin it around, bring it all the way down but back up, if that makes any sense, on the double hinge there. So bring it all the way down and then back up. This huge stick here will go down into this hole here as you bring this up. So just like that. These little tabs here will go into these little grooves on the shoulder piece here. And you got to do them both at the same time. Like so. See how this one got unaligned there? Just pop it back in. So now you like that. Now you can take this nose cone, pop it down. It will just go into this little clearing section right there. Fold down. Take his arms. Do the same thing as you did, just kind of like in reverse this time. So pull this whole section out. Pull the bottom down, like so. Pull it out. And then this little hole here will get filled with that peg right there. Like so. And then do whatever you want with his hand. Do the same on this side. So pull that out. Pull the back down. Straighten it all out. And peg this in there. There we go. Now you can come back here. You kind of use the ankle rocker joint to unpeg that and pull it down. And like I said, it might take this back section with it. If not, you just got to do it yourself. Put the front down. I like to just kind of line this thing up with the bottom of the front toe there. So do both sides. Now pull the skirt piece up. Pull the knees out. And this is kind of a cool part here. So you kind of want to just bend at the back to untab it. And then when you do that, just kind of pull out. And it'll pull that whole section out. This is crucial. It won't work right if you don't do this right. These tabs in the knees have to go into these slots down here, if you see what I'm talking about here. These tabs in these slots. It's just like how I believe it was the Studio Series 86 Jazz did that as well. And if you missed that, it won't stand. Like, it won't hold right. And then you just split the legs apart. Pose them however you want. Take advantage of these. I like to just kind of, whatever I do with his legs here, I just push. And then you get like a firm base because of those ankle rocker joints. Put his null raise in, and you are ready to terrorize the Autobots. I hope you enjoyed that transformation guide. I hope it was helpful. And if you did enjoy it, let me know with a like, comment, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Have a good night.